Hello, people of the internet. It is I, Gabriel890, back again with another video. Alright, it's been quite a while, but I kept telling myself, oh, I don't have enough pickups to justify a pickup video. But then I went through my list, and I got a lot more than I thought in the last couple of months. So, figured better stay on top of it, and let's get going. So, obviously, in my hands, we have the man, the legend, Beautiful Joe himself. So this is from First Four Figures, and this came out, I think, in about 2015. And I definitely had my eye on it. I thought it was cool. I love the games. I own all of them. But I was in college, and I just kind of had to talk myself out of it. But it was always on the back of my mind. And so I went and looked it up, found it for a pretty decent price, and pulled the trigger. And yeah, it was really awesome to get this. And the beautiful part was it's actually quite a bit bigger than I thought. So had to put it together, and been loving it since I got it. And following in the footsteps of statues, we got another little one that I had my eye on, and I thought it was really cool. And I remember they actually had one in my local GameStop at one point, but it was a little pricey, and so I was like, well, I'll think about it. And then the next time I went in, it was gone, and I kind of forgot. But then I went looking on Mercari, and boom, found it for a good price, and showed up, and I'm really glad that I got it, because I definitely love me some Spyro. Alright, now moving on to our stack of games. Now this is one that I played on Xbox Game Pass, and I was like, okay, I'll definitely pick this up down the road, because I love the first one, and I love the second one. Got Psychonauts 2 Motherload Edition. So like I said, I was like, I'll pick this up later. But then I look, and the price is kind of all over the place, and it's gone up and down. And then I noticed that like Best Buy and some other retailers just didn't have it anymore at all, not even listed. And so I started to get a little nervous like I normally do, and it's like, okay, is it time to pull the trigger? Is this going to be one of those weird, hard to find ones? I don't know. But I found it on Amazon, actually, for $37.53 out the door. Not too bad. Going rate on eBay was about $50, so saved myself a little bit of cash, and was able to cross it off the list. Alright, up next we got The Evil Within, which I bought and played many years ago on the PS4. But here's the thing, is I always wanted to play the DLC. But then Microsoft bought Bethesda, and I'm not joking. Suddenly, this game and the DLC were never on sale on PS4. Like, I was checking every sale, looking for it, and then I thought, well, maybe since Bethesda was bought out, like, it's only going to be on sale on Xbox, so I don't know. And then they put it on Xbox Game Pass, and so I bought the DLC when it was on sale for like $4. And that was that. But then, of course, like a month later, suddenly it was on sale on PS4 again. So I was like, what is going on? But anyways, my PS4 edition, unfortunately, I did not get the lenticular slipcover. And so that always kind of irked me. And I thought, well, I don't want to like buy another copy just to get the sleeve and then go through the hassle of selling it. But since I do own the DLC on Xbox, I could buy a physical copy on Xbox. And that's exactly what I did. And so I was able to grab this for $9.50. So not too bad. And now I have that lenticular cover. Okay, and then this one I have on PS4. Loved it. Amazing game. I don't know. I just bought it because it was $1 at GameStop. And I was like, well, usually PS4 versus Xbox. Xbox had a hair better when it came to multi-console games. So for $1, why not? Okay, now this is one that a friend of mine had, and he brought it over a few times, and we would play it, and I actually really enjoyed it. And one night randomly, I just was like, you know what? I want to own this game. Lord of the Rings, The Third Age. A very unique and different game. Very cool. And I just picked it up off of eBay for $10.19. I kind of would have preferred it on GameCube, but it was like $30 to $40, and also Xbox typically ran a bit better since it was a stronger console. So, hey, if I can save myself $20 and get the same game, I'm all for it. Okay, and now we got a new release. I am a big fan of the Pikmin series, so you know I had to pick up Pikmin 4. And the beautiful part about it, actually, is Best Buy with Total Tech members, like a month ago and still ongoing, has buy two, get one free on all Switch games. And so I was like, I'm going to be picking this one up. And I always wanted to grab Mario Party Superstars. And then everybody kept talking about Bowser's Fury. And so I was like, you know what? This is a perfect time to do it. And so I grabbed all three of these. And I had a coupon too to use. So out the door, I got them all for $29.31 a piece. So not bad, especially for Pikmin. And it was a little below the going rate for the other two Mario games. Okay, now here's one. I was literally not aware of this game until week of release. Then I saw a trailer and was like, what is this? And that is Bramble, the Mountain King. So, if you are a fan of Little Nightmares and Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, this will be right up your alley. It's a beautiful game. It is a dark game. It is a twisted game. It is a very unique game. And I actually just beat it today. It's quite short. It's about 4 hours, give or take. But yeah, I definitely loved it and do not regret picking this up at all. It is on Xbox Game Pass, but I wanted a physical copy, and so I had some coupons, and I was able to grab it for nothing. Paid $0 for this. So yeah, definitely an awesome game. Now GameStop was also having some sort of a deal, and so I bought multiple games through them. And I have talked about Tetris Effect before because I love Tetris Effect. Of course, I played Tetris growing up. I think just about everybody has. But I was never really into it. But then they had a free weekend on PlayStation, and my friend said, hey, I've been hearing good things about this. Tried out the free weekend, immediately went and bought it, and played the heck out of it. Dozens of hours, if not hundreds. And then they came out with Tetris Effect Connected, which is kind of a updated version for the newer consoles. And I was like, you know what? I gotta have it. And so picked it up sealed for $42.89. Okay, and then another GameStop pickup, Elden Ring. I kept hearing about this game. Everybody did. And so when GameStop had it for $20 out the door, I was like, you know what? Enough's enough. I gotta get it. I gotta try it. Gotta see what's up. So I did start it, and we'll see how it goes. But definitely a beautiful game. I love the atmosphere of the Soulsborne game. So excited about this one. But yeah, like I said, was able to grab this one for $20.37. And then they had a buy two, get one free. And my biggest problem is I like to see what I'm getting. So I do struggle with buying off of GameStop's website, especially because you can get a generic case that doesn't have the artwork or the manual or whatever. And so I'll go into the store, especially when they're having sales. And so it's like I like to see the condition and the price and what I'm getting and all that. But I cannot tell you how many times where I'll find two games where it's like, okay, I want these two, it's a good price, good condition, and then I'm sitting there for another half an hour trying to find a third one. Luckily, that wasn't exactly the case with this one. But anyways, we got Firewall Zero Hour, PSVR game, and then we got Doom 3 VR Edition, and then Predator Hunting Grounds. I love the Alien and Predator series, and I played this because it was a PS Plus game, and so it's actually a lot of fun and pays special attention to the films and the lore and all that, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, so I was able to grab all of these for Doom was the free one, and then Firewall was $7.12, and Predator Hunting Grounds was $5.09. So not too bad. Okay, now this is one that's on Game Pass and was a free PS Plus game. And normally I really wouldn't have given it any attention, but I just randomly played it one day and just kind of got semi-addicted and actually played quite a bit of it. And it's Descenders. It's just a downhill stunt trick game. Quite simple, but a lot of fun. Has some great music. And I just kind of kept unlocking more and more achievements. And yeah, I was like, you know what? It's time to get a physical edition. Because that's just my weakness. When I love a game, I really like to have some sort of physicalness to hold in my hand. Okay, and then we got these three on Facebook Marketplace. I love when you come across a post and it's just like all the games are a certain price, usually quite cheap. In this one, it was $5 a game, so it's like you really aren't gonna get much cheaper than that. And so they had Game of Thrones, a Telltale game series. I know that they've made a ton of great narrative, Tales games with a number of different franchises, but I love Game of Thrones, and so $5. Definitely gonna grab that. And then we got Dark Souls 3, $5, and Far Cry Primal, which I always was like interested in, and finally for $5 I could justify it. Okay, and now this is one that I own on PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. And I don't know, I just wanted it on PS4 just to have like the definitive console edition. And it might be because I just finished Diablo 4 and I played a ton of Diablo 3, but yeah, I don't know. It was in a pawn shop. It was $10, and so I was like, I'll just grab it so I have it. And always some great couch co-op with this, so glad to have it for the third time. Okay, and then another Facebook Marketplace $5 pickup. We got Darksiders War Mastered Edition. It was actually kind of funny because I checked locally and it wasn't showing up, and I was kind of looking on eBay. And then I checked again on Facebook Marketplace and went down a little further, and it was a couple hours away, which obviously wouldn't be worth it for me to go drive out there and get there. But it was close to my sister. And she is not a gamer at all, but I was like, hey, would you be able to pick this up? And she's like, sure. And so she picked it up, held on to it, and then the next time I saw her, then she handed it to me, and I gave her $5. And so, kind of nice. And then I have Darksiders 2, and then I had Darksiders 3 as a free PS Plus game. And yeah, once again, I was like, you know what? Just picked up War Mastered, so I need to grab 3 physically. So I have the trilogy. And yeah, so I found this on Mercari for $10.74 out the door, so not too bad. And now I have all the Darksiders games, including Genesis. Okay, and now this one was another one of those kind of random pickups that was really cheap. The Order 1886. I love this game. This is a great game. I picked this up day one, bought the collector's edition for $85, and did not regret it. People were just trying to trash on this game, and they were saying it was 4 hours long. Yes, it was a shorter game. It was about 7 hours. But I just loved it. The graphics blew me away. The world was really unique. The weapons were awesome. it was just one that I really liked, and I was really glad I picked it up. And it came with a steelbook, and I've talked about how I do love steelbooks. They're cool. The artwork is awesome, but as you can see, I kind of like the uniformity of just the black label and the normal cases, and so this was at GameStop, and it was $6, and I had a coupon, so I think I got it out the door for like just over $1, and so I was like, you know what, get an extra copy and the standard case, so I'm gonna do it. Okay, now it's funny that I kind of talk about steelbooks that way, but then I am a bit of a sucker for special editions and collector's editions. They come in unique boxes, like this one. I don't know. I think they're cool. Just like with the Firefly edition with The Last of Us Part 1 on PS5. We got Kirby's Dream Collection on the Wii. The Super Mario All-Stars. Super Mario Maker. Anyways, just for some reason, I just think they're really cool. And so this one caught my eye. And it's like, I have No More Heroes 1 and 2. And I even have it on the PS3 as well. And when this dropped and I saw this, I was like, should I pick it up? Is it just going to eventually be released as just the standard case alone by itself? I don't know. But I kind of talked myself out of it because it was a $70 game. And so I did not pull the trigger. And I'm glad I didn't, because it kind of randomly popped up one day on eBay from a company, and it was brand new. And I was able to grab it for $27.13 out the door. So, yeah, it definitely proved worthwhile to do that. And it must have been a sale or something, because when I was waiting for it to get to me, I noticed that they had raised the price up to like $40. And so, for once, I kind of got lucky with it. Okay, and then here's one that kind of just kept popping up, and I just grabbed it. That kind of seems to be the case with a number of these. But we have Knight's Journey of Dreams. So they have the original, which was on the Sega platform, and then they kind of revived it with the sequel. And so I picked it up. I won it in an auction. And then I actually waited a week, and there was no updates, no shipping. And so I was like, hey, what's up? And then the guy was like, hey, sorry, I was on vacation. I meant to put a hold. I thought I did, but it did not go through, apparently. And then I got it like 2 days later. So, anyways, I was going to jump to the worst conclusion, like, oh, they're trying to get out of it. And it has never been the case. Well, one time, but we won't get into that. But anyways, I was able to grab this for $10.81. So, not too bad. And then this is one that I always had my eye on. I just thought that the art style was gorgeous, and it was just a really unique game. Muramasa the Demon Blade. And yeah, I always had my eye on it. And the price has just like gone up and down, up and down. And so it actually got down to like $20, and then there was one copy that was like $15. And I don't know why I didn't get it. For some reason, I was just like, oh yeah, that's a pretty good price. I should pick that up. And then I just didn't. And then it jumped like all the way up to $40, and it's like, dang, 15 doesn't sound so bad now. But then I just went and looked, and I found this one for $26.68 out the door. And it was kind of tough because it was listed as, in good condition, complete, but it was stock photos, but it was about $10 cheaper than everything else. $15 if you were looking at like pristine condition. So I was kind of taking a gamble, but I was like, I've been wanting this game. It's time to pull the trigger. So I did. And when I opened it up, when it finally came, I was pleasantly surprised that it was in great shape. The artwork, no wrinkles, no water stains, nothing like that. Came with the manual in great shape. The disc is flawless. So, Now I can finally rest easy that I have Muromasa. Alright, now wrapping us up is another one of those games where just memories from my childhood kind of always kept it on the back burner. And that is The Lord of the Rings War of the Ring. So this one was just always being advertised in game magazines when it was coming out. And I love Lord of the Rings. And so I was always interested in it, but I just never got it. I think it's because growing up, my family computer was not fast, not capable of running most games. So I usually stuck with consoles because it was rarely decent on the PC. But anyways, yeah, I just was like, you know what? Enough's enough. Let's find a copy and grab this game. And so it's funny because when they started the Lord of the Rings films, the Peter Jackson ones, uh, Sierra or somebody else still had the video game rights. And so they actually never released a Fellowship of the Ring video game based off of the Peter Jackson films because they didn't have the rights. And so they hurried and pumped out a couple of games before their licensing was up. And so they got out their version of Fellowship of the Ring and then War of the Ring, which is a RTS game. And it's kind of similar to Warcraft 3 in a lot of ways. I definitely do need to play more, but it, looked pretty cool. Looked like it had some really cool mechanics. And so I was able to grab this one for real cheap. Come on. Oh, man. $6.91. So, anyways, happy to grab that one. And you know what? I actually grabbed a bunch of PC games because Humble Bundle has been really on a kick lately with some awesome bundles and great deals. So they had like a Baldur's Gate bundle in preparation for Baldur's Gate 3 releasing. So they had Planescape and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Siege of Dragonspear, Faces of Good, and then they had Neverwinter Nights, Complete Adventures, and then Pathfinder. And so all of those, it broke down to $1.50 a piece. And so there was a number of those that I grew up playing here or there or knowing about. And so now I finally have, an updated, modern system edition. So anyways, I was really glad to grab those. And then I also grabbed Batman Arkham Origins plus the season pass because I always wanted to play the DLC where you have to deal with Mr. Freeze. And so I got that through GOG for $5.58, and so I was pretty happy about that. Because I have played the base game, and so I need to jump into that. And then I actually picked up one more called Far Lone Sails. And it looked like a very beautiful game, and it was $2.24, so I couldn't say no to that. And, sorry, I keep forgetting that there's quite a few digital games, which I don't usually pick up unless it's a solid deal. But they basically had a Command & Conquer bundle on Steam, and so it was on sale for $20. And so it got me the first Command & Conquer Remastered Collection, and then 3 Tiberium Wars, Kane's Wrath, and then Red Alert 3, and then Red Alert 3 Uprising. And so, yeah, $20 for pretty solid Command & Conquer collection was good enough for me. So yeah, anyways, that was a way bigger pickup than I thought. But I was definitely glad to grab a bunch of these great games and be able to check them off and get into them later. So yeah, anyways, let me know what games you picked up. What games have you been playing? What's some crazy deals you've got? But as always, thanks for watching and have a good one.